I'm finding difficulty addressing anything at this point. And with the two tragedies that had recently occurred under the Trump administration, all I'm seeing is a bunch of trivial nonsense being entertained. I'm not a person who is in favor of either the left or the right, because none of which has brought any solutions to the table to solve the economic crisis here in America. All I'm seeing is a bunch of children on the playground throwing irrelevant shots at each other, whether it's the left claiming that the right is racist or the right claiming that the left is so woke. I'm not hearing anything about what they are going to do to bring jobs back to America. I'm not hearing anything to fix the healthcare system. I'm not hearing anything to take people out of poverty. I'm not hearing anything to take people out of homelessness. I'm not hearing anything to honor our vets that shouldn't be homeless in the first place after serving the country for whatever propaganda that was put before us under the illusion of freedom. But in reality, it was based on corporate greed. Which brings me to another topic of discussion when it comes to this whole immigration process. People sit here and talk about illegal aliens. And yes, I am one who is in favor from a logical standpoint that yes, we should take care of our American citizens first. All the money that got dumped into the wars between Ukraine and Russia or Israel and whatever the fuck is going on, whatever. No, the money that the American people have worked hard for, that they are getting denied left and right during hard times and being told, no, they don't qualify for this and no, they don't qualify that, taking race out of the equation, but looking at where the money is going and it's not to the Americans. That is the issue. But yeah, we want to sit there and boogeyman the immigrants like the Mexicans and talk about, oh, they're coming over here taking our jobs. There's a lot of criminals that are coming over the border, but we're not talking about the families. And this is the shit I hate about generalization. You take a few bad apples and somehow the narrative that's exploited in some sense seems to justify the ignorance, the willful ignorance, the bigotry, the hatred, to have a generalized perception on one group as they do with black people, saying we're all thugs and criminals, but we don't acknowledge those that have been an asset to society, productive citizens, those that do right, abide by the law. But instead, you want to lay focus on the negative. But, oh, God forbid, if you take a look at those within the white community and point out the criminals in that aspect, oh, no, that's reverse racism. Oh, no, don't look at the wrong that we're doing. But we want you to pay attention to those that we scapegoat and dump all our problems on. And the irony is they hate when you take people from the black community and based on experiences and the injustices and the things that happen to us by the hands of white people, you're not allowed to talk about it. Because then you're saying that every white person is racist. And we're not saying that, but we're pointing out the issues, the problems that need to be addressed and corrected. But you can't do that. So it's wrong for certain people to point out injustices or wrongdoings and stuff because then they're saying everything is racist. But on the other hand, it's okay for the other side to blame everything on blacks, Hispanics, and other people that aren't white. The hypocrisy and the irony of all the contradictions that's being entertained. It's stupid. It's dumb. Oh, everything's racism. I mean, when there's actual racism, nobody does anything about it. When there's actual people being affected by bigotry, prejudice, discrimination, it's whatever. And then you get everybody saying that every white person is racist, but then you don't acknowledge the white people that do stand up against it. But then if you do have those that are white, you say, oh, we don't need your help. You social justice warrior or whatever labels that we are entertaining and stuff. So we get those that damned if you do, damned if you don't. Then on the other side of the aisle, everything is woke. Anything that they feel benefits people that aren't white is woke or anti-white. But yet, what I'm saying coming from the right side of the aisle is like, we don't want no diversity. We want everything to go back to the way it was, predominantly white. We're not going to outright say that. We're just going to gaslight you into everything, make you feel guilty about certain things and stuff. But, that's a narrative they try to say, white guilt, white guilt. No. It's called taking accountability for the bullshit. White people have always controlled the narrative, made all the laws, made all the rules and shit, get to change the narrative at any given point, whitewash history, and then when that whitewash history comes back to bite them in the ass, then they want to take the history away altogether. How the fuck does that work? And then it's just DEI. I never even heard of a fucking DEI until Trump ran again. And all I'm seeing is white people who aren't qualified. Because let's be clear, as Jasmine Crockett would say, that's the only thing I can say that's a thing to strike the chord of some people. Let me be clear. A lot of jobs that white people have and a lot of jobs that I've worked in, positions were filled by unqualified white people. And it wasn't based on what you know, it's based on who you know. Oh, man, look, Bobby, I know you've been working at this company for like 15 years, and yeah, you are up for this position, but I got this cousin that my aunt wants me to put in the position because he has no job. He isn't qualified. By far, you are the most qualified person, but I got to give it to him just because. And no matter how much you do, how much you put in the hours, how much you are educated, how much you are qualified, it doesn't matter. But you can get somebody just because they are white to be given shit handed to them. But they want to talk about black people wanting handouts. And I don't feel like giving a fucking history lesson because they don't care about history to begin with. Because they'll have some ignorant rebuttal to deflect from. I didn't vote for Kamala. I didn't vote for Trump. I don't think when it came to this election, they didn't have no people that was on a ticket that was interested in America or the Americans. There's always some political propaganda to just look at one team versus the other team, and we're just fucking bystanders. America isn't moving forward. America has been stagnant. There's so much division. I don't care what parts are thrown into the equation, what finger you could point at just to justify some unjustified bullshit. At some point, it's the same old script being recycled over and over and over again. And it's not bringing this country together. It's tearing everybody apart. And you know who the motherfuckers that are paying attention? The ones on the outside that are the major power players that are waiting for us to fucking implode. And when we have nothing but division and we can't come together, guess what? That's when they're going to form their plan of attack and invade us. And that's when it's going to be a real fight for our freedoms. But America isn't interested in freedom. They're more interested in control.